Imagine standing at a crossroads in your life. The path behind you littered with moments of rejection, each a reminder of doors slammed shut, opportunities missed, and dreams deferred. In the quiet of these moments, the storm of emotions threatens to overwhelm, to capsize the fragile vessel of your peace of mind. Yet, what if within this tempest lies the seed of a profound transformation? A guide leading you not away from, but through the heart of the storm? Drawing from the ancient wisdom of Stoicism, we embark on a journey to not only weather the storms of rejection, but to navigate through them with grace, emerging not battered but stronger, not defeated but enlightened. Stoicism, a philosophy that has stood the test of time, teaches us that true power lies not in controlling the external world, but in mastering our internal one. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Stoicism offers us tools to navigate life's challenges, turning the pain of rejection into stepping stones for personal growth. Let's draw inspiration from the ancients. Seneca, another Stoic sage, advised, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." Epictetus, a slave turned philosopher, taught that we are not disturbed by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens to us. These teachings lay the groundwork for our journey towards Stoic emotional command. Lesson 1: Understanding what we can control. Let's delve into the story of Jane, a talented young professional passionate about her career. After graduating, Jane found herself navigating the tumultuous waters of the job market. With each application she sent out, she attached not just her resume but also her hopes for the future. Yet, as the rejection started accumulating, so did her frustration and self-doubt. It felt as if each no was not just a rejection of her application but of her worth. However, Jane's story takes a turn when she encounters the Stoic principle of focusing on what is within one's control, rather than allowing the rejections to define her self-worth or dictate her emotional state. Jane took a step back. She realized that while she couldn't control the job market or the decisions of hiring managers, she had complete control over her reactions, her mindset, and the actions she chose to take next. Jane decided to focus on enhancing her skills, attending online courses and workshops to make herself more marketable. She expanded her professional network, connecting with industry professionals, seeking advice, and learning from their experiences. She also began volunteering for projects that aligned with her career interests, gaining practical experience and building her portfolio. Months later, Jane's efforts bore fruit. She not only landed a job, but received offers from several companies that were impressed by her proactive approach and the breadth of her experience. Her journey through rejection taught her a powerful lesson in resilience and the value of focusing on what she could control. Practical advice: start each day by identifying what's within your control. Make a list. Focus your energy there, and practice letting go of the rest. This exercise, though simple, can profoundly shift your perspective and emotional resilience. Lesson 2: The power of perception. The Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This profound observation underscores the power of perception, our ability to view obstacles not as insurmountable barriers, but as opportunities for growth and learning. This lesson delves into how altering our perception of rejection can fundamentally change its impact on us, turning what often feels like the end of the road into a detour leading to new horizons. Imagine you've poured your heart into a project, only to have it rejected. It's natural to feel a sting, a pang of loss for what might have been. Yet, this moment of rejection also presents a choice: to view it as a definitive stop, a judgment on your worth and capabilities, or to see it as a redirection, a chance to grow and adapt. This is where the Stoic practice of reframing our perception comes into play. When next faced with rejection, take a moment to pause, breathe, then gently begin the process of reframing your perception. Ask yourself, what lessons does this rejection teach me? What strengths can I draw from this experience? How can this moment shape me into a more resilient, more skilled individual? This isn't about denying the disappointment, but about transforming it into a source of energy and direction. Rejection, when reframed as a redirection, loses its power to devastate our self-esteem and instead becomes a catalyst for self-examination, innovation, and growth. It invites us to explore paths we might not have considered, to strengthen areas we might have overlooked, and to build resilience that will serve us in all areas of life. Imagine you're driving towards a destination, and suddenly, you encounter a roadblock. There's no way through. Initially, this might feel frustrating, a direct obstruction to your plans. But then you notice a sign for a detour. It's not the path you planned. It might take a bit longer, be a bit more challenging, but it's still leading you towards your destination. This detour might even take you through landscapes you'd never have seen otherwise, offering experiences you'd have missed on the main road. This analogy speaks to the heart of reframing rejection. When a door closes, it's not the universe signaling you to give up, but rather to explore alternative routes. These detours in our professional and personal lives can be rich with potential, offering us the chance to discover new passions, learn new skills, and meet people who will change the course of our journey in unexpected, rewarding ways. Lesson 3: Acceptance of what is. Seneca's wisdom reminds us that the trials we face, including the sharp sting of rejection, are not obstacles to our path, but rather the means by which we refine and define ourselves. Acceptance, a core tenet of Stoic philosophy, is not about passive resignation, but about recognizing the natural order of things, understanding that some elements of our journey are beyond our control, and choosing to respond with grace and resilience. Consider for a moment that life is not happening to you, but for you. Every rejection, every closed door, and every missed opportunity is part of a larger curriculum designed to strengthen your character, broaden your understanding, and deepen your compassion. When faced with rejection, imagine yourself as a student of life, eager to uncover the lessons concealed within these challenging moments. This perspective shift doesn't erase the pain associated with rejection, but it offers a way through it, a way that leads to wisdom and an unshakable sense of inner strength. The Stoics practiced objective judgment, a method of perceiving events in a neutral manner, devoid of the usual labels of good or bad. This practice is particularly helpful when dealing with rejection. Instead of viewing it as a personal failure or a negative reflection of your worth, see it as a neutral event, an occurrence that, while disappointing, has no inherent value until you assign it one. By adopting this stance, you open yourself up to the possibility of growth, allowing you to ask, what can I learn from this? How can this experience refine my character? Lesson 4: Practicing mindfulness. The ancient Stoics, much like practitioners of mindfulness today, understood the value of living in the present moment. They knew that dwelling on past failures or worrying about future challenges only serves to distract us from the only time we truly have, the now. Let's turn to the story of Alex. After losing out on a promotion he had worked hard for, Alex found himself caught in a cycle of regret and anxiety, replaying past meetings and conversations, wondering where he went wrong. It was then that he discovered the practice of mindfulness. By focusing on his breathing, the sensations of the moment, and the simple act of being, Alex began to see his situation in a new light. The rejection, while disappointing, was not the end of his journey but a part of it. Through mindfulness, Alex learned to release his attachment to the outcome, finding peace in the present and clarity for the future. Embarking on the practice of mindfulness doesn't require hours of meditation or special equipment. It begins with a simple commitment to be more present. Start by dedicating a few minutes each day to sit quietly, focusing on your breath. Notice when your mind wanders to thoughts of past rejections or future worries and gently guide it back to the present moment. This practice, over time, builds a foundation of peace and stability from which you can face life's challenges, including rejection, with a calm mind and a clear perspective. Lesson 5: Embracing growth through adversity. Seneca's wisdom serves as a beacon for those navigating the tumultuous seas of rejection and setback. He reminds us that adversity is not just an obstacle to be endured, but a crucible for growth and self-discovery. This Stoic lesson teaches us to reframe our perspective on the challenges we face, transforming them from sources of pain to opportunities for development. Imagine each rejection as your personal Everest, daunting, perhaps, but inherently conquerable. With each attempt to scale this peak, you acquire new skills, hone your strategies, and deepen your resilience. The climb may be arduous, the path steep, and the air thin, but the journey fortifies you. You emerge not just as someone who has faced rejection, but as someone who has grown in the face of it. This Stoic mindset encourages us to see each setback not as a defeat, but as a step towards our ultimate summit. The process of tempering steel offers a powerful analogy for Stoic growth through adversity. Steel is heated to extreme temperatures and then rapidly cooled to increase its strength and resilience. This transformation, achieved through stress and rapid change, mirrors our own growth through rejection. Each challenge we face, each heating and cooling, refines us, enhancing our strength and preparing us for the next. Just as tempered steel can withstand greater pressures and forces, so too can we, fortified by our experiences of adversity. Fostering resilience and patience, the Stoic virtues for emotional command. Stoicism teaches us the value of resilience and patience, qualities that enable us to face rejection with composure and maintain our inner peace despite external circumstances. These virtues are the bedrock upon which Stoic emotional command is built, allowing us to navigate life's challenges with grace and equanimity. Consider yourself as a tree, deeply rooted in the earth, standing tall and serene. The winds of rejection may blow, bending you with their force, but they do not break you. Instead, each gust, each storm, serves only to strengthen your roots, to make your trunk more resilient. Over time, you learn to sway with the wind, to embrace its force, knowing that it only makes you stronger, more steadfast. This analogy beautifully encapsulates the Stoic practice of resilience and patience, illustrating how we can remain unshaken in the face of adversity. Practical advice: cultivating Stoic virtues. To cultivate resilience, challenge yourself daily, stepping just beyond the edges of your comfort zone. This might mean seeking feedback on a project you're working on, attempting a task you find daunting, or even just engaging in a new hobby. Each small step outside your comfort zone builds resilience, preparing you for bigger challenges ahead. Patience, too, can be nurtured through daily practice. When you find yourself growing impatient, whether with yourself or with the pace of your progress, pause. Take a moment to breathe, to reflect on how far you've come, and to remind yourself that growth is a journey, not a race. The path to mastery, to achieving Stoic emotional command, is one of continuous effort and perseverance, marked by countless small victories and lessons learned along the way. Through the Stoic lessons of embracing growth through adversity and fostering resilience and patience, we find the strength to face rejection not with despair but with determination, not as an end but as a beginning. This Stoic approach transforms the very nature of our journey, turning each obstacle into an opportunity for growth, each setback into a step forward on the path to emotional command and personal fulfillment. Lesson 6: Fostering resilience and patience. Stoicism teaches us the value of resilience and patience, qualities that enable us to face rejection with composure and maintain our inner peace despite external circumstances. These virtues are the bedrock upon which Stoic emotional command is built, allowing us to navigate life's challenges with grace and equanimity. Consider yourself as a tree, deeply rooted in the earth, standing tall and serene. The winds of rejection may blow, bending you with their force, but they do not break you. Instead, each gust, each storm, serves only to strengthen your roots, to make your trunk more resilient. Over time, you learn to sway with the wind, to embrace its force, knowing that it only makes you stronger, more steadfast. This analogy beautifully encapsulates the Stoic practice of resilience and patience, illustrating how we can remain unshaken in the face of adversity. To cultivate resilience, challenge yourself daily, stepping just beyond the edges of your comfort zone. This might mean seeking feedback on a project you're working on, attempting a task you find daunting, or even just engaging in a new hobby. Each small step outside your comfort zone builds resilience, preparing you for bigger challenges ahead. Patience, too, can be nurtured through daily practice. When you find yourself growing impatient, whether with yourself or with the pace of your progress, pause. Take a moment to breathe, to reflect on how far you've come, and to remind yourself that growth is a journey, not a race. The path to mastery, to achieving Stoic emotional command, is one of continuous effort and perseverance, marked by countless small victories and lessons learned along the way. Lesson 7: Community and support. Marcus Aurelius, a philosopher, king and a proponent of Stoicism, once eloquently stated, "We are made for cooperation. Like feet, like hands, like eyelids. This simple yet profound observation underscores the indispensable role of community and support in our lives, especially when navigating the often tumultuous waters of rejection and adversity. The Stoics, despite their emphasis on self-reliance and inner fortitude, recognized the strength that lies in unity and mutual support. Consider the story of Sarah, who faced a series of professional rejections that left her feeling isolated and defeated. It was a challenging phase, one that tested her resilience and self-esteem. However, Sarah's journey took a transformative turn when she decided to open up about her struggles in a community group focused on career development. In sharing her experiences, Sarah discovered she was not alone. Others had faced similar rejections, each with their own stories of perseverance and eventual success. This realization brought a profound sense of relief and belonging. Through the group's collective wisdom and encouragement, Sarah found the strength to view her setbacks not as endpoints but as stepping stones. The support and understanding she received became a wellspring of motivation, pushing her to continue pursuing her goals with renewed vigor. This narrative illustrates the power of community in overcoming life's challenges. By reaching out and sharing our struggles, we tap into a collective reservoir of strength and wisdom that can buoy us through our darkest times. Now, I invite you to become an active participant in this story of communal strength and support. Share your own experiences with rejection and resilience in the comments below. How did you navigate through those challenging times? What lessons did you learn? And how have you grown from them? By sharing our stories, we create a tapestry of resilience, a community where each thread strengthens the whole. This space becomes a sanctuary of wisdom, encouragement, and mutual support, where everyone can find solace and inspiration. As we bring our exploration of Stoic emotional command to a close, let's reflect on the journey we've undertaken together. Through the Stoic principles of understanding control, reframing perception, embracing acceptance, practicing mindfulness, finding growth in adversity, cultivating resilience and patience, and seeking community support, we've discovered a roadmap for navigating life's challenges with grace and strength. Carry these lessons with you as you continue on your path. Let the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus be your companions, guiding you through the storms of rejection towards the calm shores of inner peace and resilience. Start today. Choose one of the Stoic lessons that resonates with you deeply and make a commitment to weave it into the fabric of your daily life. Share your chosen lesson and your commitment in the comments below, and join our growing community of Stoic learners and practitioners. Together, let's turn the tide of rejection into a wave of resilience, turmoil into tranquility, and challenges into opportunities for growth. If you found solace, strength, or inspiration in these Stoic teachings, like and subscribe to stay connected with our community. Share this journey with someone who might be standing at the crossroads, needing guidance and support. Thank you for embarking on this journey with me. Until we meet again, may you find strength in the Stoic principles, peace in the present moment, and joy in the endless possibilities that lie ahead.